That he was the second Jesus.
Jesus wasn't that funny.
He might have been. He maybe got less funny as he was indoctrinated. What I want is a spiritual revolution and a complete global change of thinking.
Hello, I haven't been making videos for quite a while because, as some of my subscribers know, and that is I was diagnosed with having a very rare form of cancer. I had an appendix done, and inside my appendix they found what is called neoplasm mucinous cancer, which is very, very rare. So I've been quite depressed about it. I've been quite down, so I haven't been making any videos. So please, if I'm not 100%, you'll understand why. However, Russell Brand, I played a video where not only is he a Messiah complex, not only, he even said, you know, do I look like Jesus? And he was stroking his long hair. Okay, do I look like Jesus? And he showed a picture, obviously mocking Jesus. Also on stage, where he was celebrating the woman's vagina. Okay, this is after, you know, he allegedly sexually abused and all these women, as mentioned in Channel 4 dispatches. Then he had to cover his past by having a pagan type homage to the woman's vagina, and he had a picture of Jesus. This is total mockery. Not a picture of Muhammad, not a picture of Buddha. Because these people, these religious people, they would have gone after him, but he felt safe. He could mock Jesus Christ, because Christians, we too busy worshipping our pastors that we don't care that when the likes of Russell Brand mock Jesus Christ. Okay? However, if you look at the man, is a fake and he's a con, and that's what the Bible says, that God sent them a powerful delusion that they would believe a lie. You know, Jimmy Saville used his health. He was always wearing a tracksuit, you know, jogging pants, and look at a picture of health, even though he's smoking a cigar. You know, Oprah Winfrey with a new age consciousness, and Joel Austin with his motivational speaking. Russell Brand admitted that he was going to create a wave of new age thinking. He was going to mirror image Jesus Christ. He was going to mock the second coming. And he admitted that if you look at the foundation, look at the root, he was showing you that he was a farce. He wasn't genuine. But people, for some unknown reason, people refuse to look at the background of people because they're scared that if you look at the background, you will find things that will contradict your hero. A lot of people are hero worshipping. They don't want to know the truth. For instance, on stage, where he was saying, how do you deal with pedophiles? And he used the word, you F them, meaning, you know, F them, have sex with them. This guy, everything about him is sexually perverse, yet people still regard him to be a spiritual guru.
Minnie, see if we can't get you pregnant.
Excellent, and my mum's not watching this morning, so that's a good thing too.
Why is your mum not watching? What's she got on?
Oh no, she's busy. She's away with a friend at the moment.
Bring her in. I'll take the lot of yous.
Once again, you've done this.
Come on, what do you want to know?
It's everything I want to know. I want to know.
Do you want to come over there to you?
No, it's okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, no. Beefy like this. Dan, dan, dan. Come on.
Oh my God, he's kissing me. Oh wow. Okay.
Everything's okay, isn't it?
Yes, you're very
You create a lot
handsome.
of heat.
I know, because you're quite handsome
Quite
and
good looking, aren't I?
you're very good looking and you're engaged, and I'm aware of that. And she's a beautiful
She's
woman.
lovely, isn't she?
She's gorgeous.
This is alright though. I'm allowed to sit on people's laps.
Can I put my hands there?
Yeah, that's allowed as well. Come in here. There, it's all
Oh,
okay.
dear. Oh,
It's all
dear.
going to be all alright. I'm just releasing the spores. There you go. Fifi Box is pregnant now.
Oh wow. Oh good. That's very good.
Nice,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
lovely. That was so lovely. I just turned my cheek too. That was very professional of me.
Liz, that's your fault. Because you took your eye off the road because things was getting a bit fruity out there. Alright, Liz, goodbye.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it's been really a wonderful experience. See you later, Liz. Alright, take care. Russell, how can I do your brow just like this? Liz, I love you.
How come you've turned up here dressed in this fashion?
It's hot. I don't know if you've noticed.
Well, I haven't. No, this is how I dress for Hawaii. Elegantly, like an English knight.
Yeah, well, I prefer to dress like a hooker, so
Harry, if you dress like a hooker, people will treat you like a hooker, and I haven't got any money on me.
Stop!
There's nothing I would do to you. You strike me as an adventure playground for my cock. Now, you, young lady, are the kind of thing you're the reason I went through puberty for women like you.
Aw, thanks. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
It's not going to get any better than this. That's it, you've peaked. Carpe diem, seize the moment. You know what awaits us? The grave. All we have now is this moment. Now,
Isn't that called necrophilia?
in a way, yeah, only if you have sex with dead bodies, which I don't recommend. Not while you and I...
But not in the grave.
If you had an asthma attack now and killed over, I would take advantage. I would decorate your corpse.
Russell, you're a sick fuck.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, sick in the sense that I'm jolly good. I mean, I'm a jolly good fuck. I've got the moves, as it were.
Well, yeah, I've heard that about you, actually.
Right, because of the being good at sex. This is what I do for a living. The comedy's very much a front for my sexual antics. I only do that to facilitate opportunities like this. Opportunities that I'm not going to let slip through my fingers, although you will slip through my fingers over the course of the next few hours. When I make bells ring in your stomach, when I make your eyes dance like fire, when I make you forget your name, which I'll never do, carry, carry, carry. A word that rhymes with marry, but why worry? Why bother? Why should we take conjugal rights when we could have marital nights, coital fireworks dancing between our thighs? Let me be shit.
It's no accident that the people that regard themselves to be gurus, spiritual advisors, you know, fake prophets, they're always obsessed with sex, like David Koresh, like Osho Ogun, you know, another New Age Eastern philosopher. He was obsessed with sex. You know, whenever you find these cult-type personalities, they're always narcissistic and they're obsessed with sexual fornication. But still, people hanged on to his every word. When his book was coming out, The Revolution, Russell Brand told everyone, don't vote. Don't vote. People were concerned that the young people were listening to this new guru, this spiritual advisor that was prolific. In fact, this same sexual advisor who loved Jimmy Saville and had conversation with Jimmy Saville. And during this political campaign, he told young people not to vote. Tony Blair, who was more like a pink Tory, he wasn't really a socialist, he was more pink, you know, looking after the powerful and the rich. He invited Russell Brand behind the bicycle shed. In England, going behind the bicycle shed means up to no good, dirty business. And he went behind the bicycle shed with Russell Brand. Russell Brand then appeared from outside the bicycle shed, wiping his lips. I don't know what dirty business they were up to. And Russell Brand, after dialoguing with Tony Blair, suddenly changed and says, vote, 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 vote Labour. He suddenly switched. There's a word for people like that. They're following the money trail. I don't know what money or what deal Tony Blair did. I don't know what Tony Blair said to him, but suddenly all his 100% opinion, he was passionate, don't vote. And then suddenly he turned around and he says, vote. Already he sold thousands, millions of his book, Revoliution. I don't know what he's revolting against. Okay, this super millionaire, right, who has a history, according to women, of abusing them. If you look at some of the videos, they are horrible. They are really horrible. Yet overnight, he claimed he was celibate, and he's turned to spiritual monastery. This is what they do. They're narcissistic, and they have the ability to manipulate and control. If you look at all his interviews, he flirts with men as a deflection of digging deep and probing his psychology. So what he does, use distracting tactics, flirt with men and flirt with women. He hides behind sex so that you don't understand what he's really about, or to remove the camouflage from what he really is. While he was doing that, he was planning on playing the New Age Messiah. Even by the time the guy says, "Do I look like Jesus?" you knew what he was up to. You knew the game plan. You knew he was going to deceive even the very elect. Hence why the Bible, second Thessalonians, said God sent them a powerful delusion that they would believe even a lie. Look at Joel Osteen. When Joel Osteen did the devil's sign, the Baphomet, Joel Osteen even went to Lady Gaga's satanic gay pride, and still people see what Joel Osteen stands for, and they still follow him. God sent them a powerful delusion that they will believe a lie. Russell Brand, 6 million plus followers, and everyone, people trying to justify, the alleged victims. I must use those terms for legal purposes. People try to justify, that something, it was consensual. A grown man with a 16-year-old, that's consensual. He was married at the time when he was sitting and groping this woman on her lap. And she said, "You're a married man." He said, "So what? What's wrong with sitting on a person's lap?" While he was fondling her. And this is a man who now pretends that he's the mirror image of Christ. This is a man, this is the narcissistic of these false prophets, these gurus, these fake spiritual advisors. You look in their background and you begin to find out they're always sexual perverts, or there's materialism involved. Always two factors: money and sex. They're motivated by money and sex. But this guy, he said that he had a close relationship with Jimmy Saville. So I'm not sure whether Jimmy Saville taught him a few tricks. But birds of a feather flock together. And it's interesting. Just before Jimmy Saville died, him and Jimmy Saville were good friends. He was going to set him up like a pimp with a fresh virgin that he worked with.
Yeah.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
So Jimmy, this is Russell Brand. I'm sorry to interrupt your meal, but
You're not interrupting my meal, Russell, because to talk to a megastar like you is an honour and a pleasure.
Well, sir, I could say the very same thing to you, and I shall. Thank you very much for coming to the phone.
Where are you speaking from?
I'm speaking to you from Hawaii, as a matter of fact. I'm doing my
Hawaii?
Yeah, I'm away making.
You've been on the television tonight.
Yeah, that's right, I was. They filmed, I'm over here making a film for Universal Pictures, but I made a little show
Hawaii was on the television tonight, and you're speaking to me from Hawaii.
That's right, Jimmy. Have you been well? I miss you. You're going to start doing Jim Will Fix It again, aren't you?
No, it finished last Thursday. I did 40 shows.
Wow.
It finished last Thursday, and I'm sitting here with a beautiful lady who can't believe that I'm talking to the one and only supposedly Russell Brand.
I am Russell Brand, definitely. Hey, Jimmy, when I was a lad, I did write to Jim Will Fix It, and I wanted to meet Pinocchio. It seems that this request, for some reason, wasn't taken up.
No, Russell.
Yes.
What you didn't do was put in a stamped envelope.
Oh!
And I thought, what a cheapskate this Russell Brand is. What a cheapskate. And he didn't get it.
You're quite right, Jimmy. I remember now.
Next time, put a stamped envelope in.
Oh, I mean, I could just ask you now if you could. Are you going to be doing any more fixes for anyone?
Of course, I shall be doing fixes long after you're dead.
I believe that to be true. It'd be very nice to meet you one day, Mr. Jimmy Saville, just, you know.
If you've got a sister, you could meet me by bringing her along.
I mean, I haven't got any sisters, but...
I don't usually meet fellas, but if you've got a sister, that's okay.
I've got a personal assistant called Marsha, and part of her job description is that anyone I demand she greets, meets, massages, she has to do it. She's very attractive, Jimmy.
Well, that's a good start.
What kind of
start? You could send her along to do some research.
Would you like her to wear anything in particular, Sir Jimmy?
I'd actually prefer her to wear nothing.
Right. So you want Marsha, my assistant, to meet you naked? Okay. Well, that's not going to be a problem.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that, Jimmy. It's just
the last time I spoke like this was to Father Christmas.
Oh yeah, I never trusted those Father Christmases in Debenhams or other stores. They're available. Oh, I said stores instead of shops. I've been in America too long. I don't trust the Father Christmases you get these days, Jimmy. I think perhaps you should be. I think you're. I've always thought of you as a sort of a Father Christmas figure. You know, solving problems.
And the drop in wages.
Jimmy, it's been divine of you to talk to me in this restaurant. Thank you very much. I wonder, would you pass on my best wishes to your beautiful dinner companion, and perhaps you'd consider coming on the show again in the future?
Who knows? I'm always available, and my beautiful dinner companion will have to remain secret because she is an outstanding beauty. As such, if you saw her, you would lust after her.
Particularly if I saw a review, because that just heightens the sexuality of the situation. Thinking
No, I'm not into threesomes.
But Jimmy, there was a time when you were the defining voice of the BBC, and perhaps...
I still am.
You are now, you are tonight, but you should be... As well as passing down information, you should be passing along other things, people could argue.
I've never passed anything in my life, I only take.
Jimmy Saville, thank you very much for your call. Hey,
all over the newspaper. He's all over the newspaper now. You know, headlines. You know, some calling him devil, demon, evil. And he says it's because he's attacking the main media. It's enough to do that. Look at your character. Look at what you've been doing on TV. Everything about you is sexual and perverse. And you're trying to turn it around so that these conspiracy theorists would think, oh, he's been attacked, he's been attacked. You know, the guy trying to tell you from day one, he's a fake. From the time he's telling you, do I look like Jesus? He was plotting the next stage, they're plotting the next Paul Daniel tricks, and the world fell for it. You see, the problem is like climate change. You will never know their real motives. Climate change don't care about the planet. Their motives are they're vegans. It's the animals that they're really fighting for. They want people to stop eating meat, but they're pretending it's for the climate. People now, they have an agenda, but they won't tell you what it is. They will hide it, because they know if they tell you, they will lose ratings. So people hide and sit on the fence and play games with you. It's like a bit like JWs. If you see them on the streets and they say, oh, what religion are you? They're not going to tell you. Oh, you know, come to our meeting. They're not going to tell you, because they know for the time they tell you, oh, bye-bye. So they don't tell you. They're not going to wear a badge, I'm a JW. It's the same thing in life. When people have a political or sinister agenda, they're not going to have it across their forehead, you know. But Russell Brand, he had it written across his forehead. He told you what he was going to do. He told you, oh, next year I'm going to plan a global spiritual revolution. He wasn't called for it. It was nothing more than a money maker and nothing more than a making him necessary and feeding his narcissism. That's what he's about. Feeding his narcissism, that he would think that he could compare himself to Christ and blaspheming Jesus at the same time. And no church, if they know about Russell Brand, complained about it. But I've got to take it easy because I can feel myself getting tired already. So I'm going to take it easy. I don't get my results until 3 weeks' time. So if you're a Christian, please say a prayer for me. Thank you.